All right, are you prepared for 2019? Because here are my top 5 boldest predictions for what's to come over the next 12 months. Think of it like a precursor to what is happening and the dramatic shift you're going to see. Now, in today, we're going to keep it brief, but I am going to share with you some things that are going to help me be held accountable because believe me, I want to see and look back at this 12 months from now to see how right or how wrong we are. But to share with you in full transparency, this is exactly what we're betting big on in the next 12 months. And it's based on a lot of data we've collected over the last 4 years while we've been developing our VPC method. And this methodology has been the reason why our company is growing year over year and why our clients see month over month growth. So let's get right into these top 5 boldest predictions for 2019. All right, bold prediction number 1. Facebook costs will not rise as high as expected. Okay, but it's only if you do this one thing. The one thing that I'm going to share with you in just a second, but you got to understand how it works because once you do, then you can cut costs on all the unnecessary and wasted ad spend. Now, the one thing that you have got to be able to do is understand buyer psychology. Now, what we do is we reverse engineer all that and we implement our VPC method. Our VPC method allows us to use what we call our nano targeting approach to create these little pockets of markets and these perfect audiences that are now assets to our business so that we can remain relevant over and over again. And what that does is it puts a security blanket over these markets. And what's going to happen now is it's going to let us know that we're not going to pay more than a certain cost for that market based on that offer and what we've done with our research to get that in front of those people. So when you could do it the way that I just shared, then what happens is you've now put a protective layer around your business. So the Facebook cost that everybody else is going to experience won't happen to you. Pretty cool stuff. Now, here's why we're coming to that conclusion. Now, in 2016, about 10% of the ad budget that would go into a marketing campaign would be used for brand awareness. And then in 2017, that raised to 15%. In 2018, it went up to about an average of 33%. In 2019, it's going to raise up to over 40% of your budget should be put into brand awareness. And what that means is that you're going to deliver some type of results in advance, some type of way to create trust in your market, right? So, and a lot of the times it's a lead magnet that's going to deliver some type of, download or checklist or guide or something like that that's going to help them see a problem and then give them a solution. And when that happens, then after they become a lead, that's when we start to hit them with the brand awareness campaigns and getting them to really build that trust. Now, there are certain ways that we do that, which is why our VPC method is our signature method. And it's very intricate, but it's simple to implement. And so what we want to do is look at where these are headed. I mean, 2019, 42% of your brand awareness is going to be going. You keep in front of the right people at the right time with the right message, and they will purchase from you when they're ready. And that's why a big percentage of the budget is going to go into brand awareness, which is going to happen after they show interest by becoming a lead, watching, engaging with certain videos or pages or opting into certain things, visiting certain pages on your website. And when we can do that and we can then retarget them with the right information to build the trust, you're going to see your sales are going to increase dramatically and the time spent on them trying to make a decision is going to reduce dramatically. So pretty cool stuff. Bold prediction number 2 is that your prospects are going to be searching for your brand 3 times longer before making a decision. Now, I don't want to contradict what I just said because if you're not doing that one thing that I just shared with you to keep costs down, then your prospects are going to take a lot longer of a time to make a decision. And that's why the VPC method is even more important than ever because where the market is going is saying, I need to check you out, man. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're about. I need to see, do you have something that I want? Is it something that I need? Or is it just like a commodity? Like, what are you served? How is it that you respond? What's your behavior? What are your beliefs? What kind of results are you generating for other people, for yourself? And that's going to be where people go and visit you on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, your website, YouTube. They're going everywhere right now and checking out what it is that, you're going to be doing so that they could see if it's the right decision for them. So when you can become omnipresent, you can shorten that time frame dramatically. And that's one thing that the VPC method allows you to do is understand the distribution chain, not only the content chain, but the distribution chain so that you can see how to easily create certain pieces of content, repurpose them and place them everywhere on the internet so that when people look for you, the message is the same, it all matches and they can build that trust. Now, number 3 bold prediction, is that they're going to be betting more on the jockey. You're going to be seeing a big shift from the larger companies come down to the more mom, pa style type shops, more of the relatable companies. Because what's going to happen is you're going to see that if you have 20 years of experience, they're not going to care about that. They're going to go, what can you do for me right now? I don't care if you're brand new. Show me what you can do. Don't tell me what you could do. Show me what you could do. If you got 20 years of experience, but you treat people like dirt, you're not going to be able to get away with that anymore, right? It was, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, you could have done that. You could have said, hey, you know what? I'm not going to really care about my customer service. I care about my acquisition. And then they could just worry about everything else with, my subpar team. That's not going to happen anymore. They need to be treated like a human with dignity and respect. And now it's going to be mattering a lot less to them about your experience and more about the trust and experience you can create. All right. So don't worry about it. If you're brand new to business watching this right now, like in the first couple of years, and you're thinking, man, how do I compete with these bigger people who are out producing me and they've been in the business for, 50 years versus my 15 months. If that's the case, don't worry about it, because I'm telling you, in 2019, you're going to see a big shift, and it's happening right now. It happened all throughout this year. Now, bold prediction number 4 is going to be that nano-targeting is going to make it easier than ever to find the perfect market. I've used a couple references to nano-targeting so far up to this point, and what it used to take was hundreds of thousands of dollars to get the data that you needed to run a profitable campaign, if you're thinking about like in the newspaper or on TV, right? Well, now, because of what we call nano-targeting, you can find your perfect audience easier than ever. What we do is we create these little buckets, okay, these little segments, and this is not a new approach to marketing, right? Segmenting out your audience. That's not new. But the way that we create the back-end experience for our nano-targeting approach is something that is our signature. It's our signature approach. Nobody else out there is doing it the way that we are. And that's why you're going to be able to make it easier than ever to find the perfect market. Because in my experience, you can never say the wrong thing to the right person, right? You can never say the wrong thing to the right person. So when you're creating these little buckets of these audiences, these segments, and we're actually creating content tailored to solve their specific problem, what happens is there's that trust that becomes just so apparent. And anybody who doesn't find what you're sharing valuable isn't going to be involved with the next stage or with the actual sales process. Right? So it's pretty cool stuff there. So remember that nano-targeting will make it easier than ever to find the perfect market. Now, bold prediction number 5 and the final bold prediction is that if you're not going nano, you're going to be obsolete. Okay? You used to be able to get away without producing daily content. You used to be able to. It used to be easy for you to run a business online because it was like, I'm just going to run a bunch of funnels. I'll maybe write some blogs. I'll put a couple dollars of ads to it, but I don't need to actually produce any content daily. I don't need to show up online. I don't need to, engage with my market and, share conversation and start conversations with people and message people and actually engage, right? I don't need to do that because I'm a business owner, and if they want to do business with me, they'll come to me. If that's the case and that's how you think, you're going to be out just like Blockbuster is. Look, the last Blockbuster, how sad is that? Right? I mean, like, to be able to say, we're the last existing one. I don't know if that's smart or if that's just pig-headed, right? If you're just like so naive to the fact that, you should go out of business and try something else, that they're trying to hold on to something, grasping at straws. So today, in today's world, we've got to be prepared to go nano or you're going to be obsolete, right? If you slack on delivering the value to the people at the right time, then they will never think of you when it's time to buy. When you use the VPC method, you're going to be able to do this without any overwhelm. Plus, you basically get a day-by-day action plan. Our VPC method is designed to eliminate all of the headache, to eliminate all of the overwhelm, and to instill a sense of discipline and accountability because of how simple it is to follow the steps of action, right? And when you implement the VPC method, you're able to see results immediately. And by immediately, I mean you're going to see the increase in clarity. You're going to see the increase in how your messaging is. You're going to see the increase in how you speak to your market, right? And that's going to lead to a lot higher profits. Now, here's what we've seen just over the last 5 months by refining this process and making sure that we can implement and deploy it for our clients as well. Now, earlier this year, our cost per acquisition was a little bit over $1,000, right? So for every $1,000 that we'd invest, we would generate a client. And of course, it was profitable for us. So that's good. Like, it's not a problem for us. But think about if we can get it lower. And that's, of course, what we're trying to do is always optimize the process and make sure that we're not discounting the experience. And what we've seen is that we've actually been able to create trust faster, get people to make decisions faster, and stick with us longer term, and our cost is going down while we're doing it. So if you look from August to December, we've been able to cut the cost over 2 times. It's almost 300% decrease, right? So imagine if you could lower your cost per acquisition by over 300%. Right? What would that do for your business? And I mean, I imagine that we're going to be able to get this even lower over the next 12 months. So that's an important piece to the puzzle. And I just want to say thank you for being here. And now that you've seen the top 5 bolt predictions, let me know in the comments below what you think. And if you would like me to create a nano targeting approach for you, an entire blueprint. We're talking the lead magnet ideas. We're talking about the traffic ideas. We're talking about how to be able to get the sales process refined, the follow-up. We're talking about all the video ideas, the brand awareness campaigns. We're talking everything. If you want to get everything built out for you and you want to get that for free, go ahead and head over to vpcmethod.com/weapon of mass production. Or you can go ahead and find the link or button around this video and click that there. But when you do, you're going to get taken to a quick letter, short letter that's going to walk you through the process and how you can apply for that weapon of mass production call. So I appreciate you again for being here. Can't wait to hear from you and see you on the meeting. Take care.